Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, Avery LR32 here, bringing you guys a brand new Nekroz deck profile again. It's been a while since I've made a video for you guys, and I do apologize for that. A few quick things that I did want to mention before I got into this deck profile is that I did make a video talking about why I came back to YouTube. For whatever reason, the Screencast-O-Matic was messing up, and I just now loaded it up again, and it said Avery LR32 instead of my full name, because as you know, when you make your Google Plus account, it automatically makes you a YouTube account that has your full name with your Google Plus profile picture and all that. For some reason, it uploaded my my video to there, but didn't upload to Avery LR32, and it had completely gotten rid of the Avery LR32 channel from Screencast. And then I tried to load it up again to see if there's a way I could put the file on my computer, and Avery LR32 was right there. So hopefully this recording will be able to be posted to Avery LR32. But I do have the video that did upload to my Google Plus YouTube account as unlisted, and I'm going to include a link to that in the description so you can watch it. It's about 7 minutes long. It talks about why I came back to YouTube over some GTA 5 gameplay. And don't worry, the GTA 5 gameplay is in like 1080p. It's recorded from a PS4. It's fine. So let's dive into this deck profile here because I freaking love it. It plays the hands, which I'm so happy about, because when I showed off my deck profile with the hands, the first comment that I got was, the hands are bad in this deck. They should be side deck. They're only good in the mirror. No, they're not. They are so good. They do not need to be side decked. It's such a surprise factor. Whenever your opponent's playing against Nekroz, they're not going to be expecting the hands, and it's so good. It's like you're running 5 MSTs because of the 3 MSTs and the 2 Ice Hand. He was side decking triple MST. I didn't feel that his side deck was necessary to show. You can go see it on Robbie's channel. But I just wanted to put up the main deck and talk about, what you can take out from the OCG and import into the TCG. I mean, his side deck was standard. I mean, actually, I could probably name it right now. It was triple Artifact Lancia, double Kaiku, triple MST, triple Royal Decree, triple Shared Ride. That's like, what, 15 right there? I mean, that was the gist of his side deck. Like, that's really all you need. So anyways, let's dive into this deck here, and we're going to have a little discussion on this. So he runs 1 Archmage, 1 Dance Princess, double Shrit, 1 Djinn, 2 Fire and Ice Hand, triple Senju, and triple Manju. So let's talk about Archmage here for those of you who don't know what it does. So he's a level 4 water, 1500 attack, 800 defense. Cute, right? Well, if he's tributed by a card effect, you can add a spellcaster type Nekroz ritual monster from your deck to your hand. So he's a Shrit except for spellcasters and not warriors. So you can add Gungnir to your hand, you can add Unicorn to your hand, or Valkyries to your hand. And then if he's banished, then you can send a Nekroz monster from your deck to the graveyard except Archmage, and you can only use 1 effect per turn only once that turn. So if you go to Exomir him from the grave to count as a level 4 tribute, then you get to send a Nekroz from your deck to the grave. So you could send Dance Princess to the grave, you could send Shrit to the grave. If you need to get a Nekroz in grave, like let's say you have a Unicorn hand, like let's say you go Exomir, banish Archmage, and say, I don't know, let's use, I don't know, we'll say a Senju from the field to play a level 8 Valkyries for whatever reason. Then you can use Archmage's effect since you banish him from the grave to send Shrit to the grave to use for another summon, or even send, like, say, a Brio to the grave to pitch a Unicorn from your hand to get it to your hand. So, nice plays. Dance Princess, a lot of people don't really like this card. I think this card has potential. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of a Nekroz ritual spell. So you're going to get your ritual spell off every time. And then Nekroz ritual monsters you control cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects. So they can't decisive armor you. It's pretty decent in the mirror match. They can't use the hands on you. They can't use Fire Lake on you, which is nice. And then if it's tributed by a card effect, you can target one of your banished Nekroz monsters except Dance Princess and add it to your hand. So you could reuse, say, Archmage, or if you have a Shrit banished from Exomir, you can get back your Shrit. And he's running the Djinn build. I have yet to test the Djinn build. I mean, I've played a few games with some builds running Tour Guide, and I just never really liked it, because the typical play was Tour Guide into the Djinn, detach the Djinn by playing Zen Mains or something random, or you go into a Lavable Chain with your Unicorn, Manju, or even Senju if you're playing it, detach, put Djinn in the grave, pass, and hope that everything goes well. Like, I don't know. It's more speed than control, because I would say this is more of a control build. but I just never really liked it. The hands, I've already talked about the hands. I'm just going to be putting that out there that I'm right. I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Because people gave me so much flack for using the hands. And actually, I do want to talk about this real quick, is that someone commented on my Nekroz deck profile saying that he's beaten Rock Stun with, or excuse me, he's used Rock Stun to beat Neckcloth, which is cute and all. I mean, you know, things like that happen. I mean, I went against an anti-meta deck round 1 in a regional playing Dragon Rulers when we had 6th Sense, and I got 2-0'd because the deck was meant to beat the meta. It was an anti-meta deck that ran Banisher, Kaiku, and all that fun stuff. It happens. You know, losing to Rock Stun deck, I mean, it happens. I mean, if you're beating Neckcloth, congratulations. I mean, I'm not going to call you bad. I mean, obviously not, because, I mean, you obviously know what you're doing against the deck. I might call the Neckcloth player bad, but I mean, if things went in your favor, then things went in your favor. But I mean, this is why you play the hands, because random decks will pop out of nowhere every format. If you're playing the hands, then you won't lose to something as random as Rock Stun. No offense, but let's be real here. How relevant is that deck right now, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're playing the hands, it helps, especially in the rogue matchups. It's going to help all the time in the rogue matchups. Senjus, I really don't think Senjus are necessary, and I'm going to stick by that because of the fact that Manju is just strictly better. It gets you whatever you need, and it doesn't strict you to just one card. I don't run Senju in my build, and I have full success. You have seen my build. It has not changed since when I posted on my channel. So that's my reasoning behind that. I don't run Rhoda either. This guy doesn't. I'm happy to see that because triple Rhoda is really not needed. Like I said, Senju, it's just another searcher, really. I mean, like, one of the nicer plays is that you can go play a Manju first turn, search something, next turn play Senju, search a spell, overlay into Lawful Chain, send your Djinn, make cute plays, and if that somehow works in your favor, then congratulations. If not, then I'm not surprised. Now let's move on to the ritual monsters. We got triple Rio, double Colossalos, decisive armor, Gungnir, Trish, triple unicorn, double Valkyries. First thing that popped out to me, he's only running one Trish. I guess he didn't want to make the deck central around Trish, but even then, you know, everyone thinks that, I mean, I don't know, like, it's just, it's so weird to discuss because everybody says, oh, Neckcloth or just Trish.deck. Well, this build shows you clearly that no, it's not. This is obviously more control-based version that doesn't really rely on Trish. I will admit my build relies more on Trish than anything just because Trish is such a boss card. But to me, at first glance, it looks like it just relies more on getting your Djinn in the grave, using it for ritual summon, dropping a monster like, say, Decisive Armor or Trish or something, and then just kind of locking out your opponent from plays and not being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Triple Unicorn, double Valkyries is obvious. You need to be running either 2 or 3 Valkyries. This card is just way too good. You're playing a Swift Scarecrow. And on top of that, too, whenever you go to banish your Nekroz monsters, because you're running Archmage, or, excuse me, Dance Princess to get back your banished cards, you'll be able to reuse them, so you don't ever have to worry about banishing them and then not ever being able to get them back. And then on the spells, double Kaleido, double Exo, double Cycle. This is pretty standard. This is the OCG, so he's playing Heavy Storm. You can swap out Heavy Storm for a main decked MST. That's personally what I would do. He's not playing Denku Sekka, which I really want to try and figure out a way to put Denku Sekka in this deck. I almost kind of want to take out 3 Senjus for Denku Sekka, but I'm kind of don't want to. I don't know yet. Like I said, I haven't tested this deck yet. But yeah, take out the Heavy Storm for, say, an MST, or even a Raigeki or a second Dark Hole. And then 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon, and double Book of Eclipse. For those of you that don't know what this card does, I don't blame you. I haven't seen this card in forever. It just changes all face-up monsters on the field face down to defensive position, so it's a Book of Moon on crack. And then during the end phase, flip all face down defensive position monsters your opponent controls face up, and if you do, your opponent draws a card for each. It's just a way to stop your opponent from OTKing you. Dark Matter, Dragon Heretics is a deck, and that deck is just ridiculously stupid and busted. You know, that's going to probably be one of your more tougher matchups in this deck, is playing against Dark Matter garbage, which Dark Matter Dragon needs to be banned. That card is just stupid. But anyways, that's a different rant for a different day. So Book of Eclipse helps in that matchup. If you can tell they're about to go for Dark Matter Garbo. But if you don't want to run Book of Eclipse, you could always take out Heavy Storm and 2 Book of Eclipse for your triple MST. I feel that triple MST is a necessity this format. And then we got the triple Preparation Rites. If you're not running 3, I don't know what you're doing. that price tag though, $125. And then for the extra deck, oh boy. Rainbow Neos and Outer God Nyarla. We don't have this card, so I would say just take this out, honestly, for a Shooting Star Dragon, because I like being able to have the ability to know I can go send Quasar for the double Brio Wombo combo. And on top of that, too, I don't like Rainbow Neos for the same reason. It's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a level 10, so it gets you the level 10 if you need it to go into Decisive Armor. But even so, I would rather just run, like, say, Leo or something else, like Shooting Star is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shooting Star is also a 10, so you could always use it for Decisive Armor if you really need to instead of Rainbow Neos, but, I mean, you know, whatever floats your boat. But I personally would take out Outer God Nyarla and Rainbow Neos for Exobeetle, for Inzektor, Exobeetle, and Shooting Star Dragon. Just personally, me, as a player, I like being able to know the fact that I can go Kaleido Mirror, send Quasar, and go to the double Brio combo, and be able to put a Exobeetle and a Shooting Star on board and possibly another monster if they haven't popped my monster. And then double Arclight, you really don't need 3. I don't know why in God's name people think you need 3. You don't need triple of a card just because you're running a triple of another card to go hand in hand. No. I've mostly only played 1 Arclight a game. If I end up playing 2, then it's probably because I'm in the grind game. And then we got Dark Rebellion, Castel, Dire Wolf, Lava Chain, Gagaga Cowboy, Abyss Dweller, Emerald, Rhapsody, and Exciton. Pretty standard extra deck other than for the Outer God and the Rainbow Neos. But yeah, you guys, that is it for this deck. Personally, I like it. I wish he was running Denkuseka. But again, this is the OCG, so they don't really feel it as much of a necessity because in this build you can just, oh, I top decked Heavy Storm. Let's play it since I no longer need Denkuseka. Pop all your back row and then let's go off. But since this is the TCG, we kind of need it. So you're going to need to take out Heavy Storm and maybe the 2 Book of Eclipse if you don't feel like playing it. I know personally I don't really feel like playing it to run triple MST because triple is just a necessity. I mean, the Book of Eclipse is interesting, but I really don't see a reason why he would play it because, I mean, especially in the mirror match, I mean, the most that you're going to do in the mirror match is prevent yourself from being OTK, but then your opponent's going to draw a crap ton of cards and be ready for next turn. So you have to be able to come back and OTK them. So I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the card right now, but let me know what you guys think about this build in the comments below. Let me know what kind of changes you would make to it, and let me know about your opinion on Nekroz in general. And no, it is not Trish.deck, and this build does prove that. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and rate, comment, subscribe.